Hey everyone, Charlie here. I hope you're all doing well. Welcome to another episode of One Cuppa Japan. If you're not familiar with the series, I just sort of walk around and talk about things that are on my mind while showing you different parts of different places I'm in Japan at the time while having one cup of something. Today we have hot apple ginger from 7-Eleven. I think this is a new thing. Normally they have like a hot lemon drink during the winter that's really nice, especially if you have a sore throat. But anyway, that's our setup. Today, I'm in Fukui City running some errands. I need to get some stationery. Well, I say need, but I really just wanted some new stationery, some new stickers, and some new paper because periodically, I'm trying to do it even more frequently now, periodically I'd like to write letters to my friends in the States and in Germany and Canada and well, wherever I have friends. Well, not wherever I have friends, because some friends you don't want to write to because, I don't know, you don't want to talk to them that badly? I don't know what to say. But anyway, so here in central Fukui, this is right next to, as you can see, the Hotel Fujita, excuse me, over there, and just over there, through that parking garage, which we're going to go near in just a second, is Fukui City Center. And this is one of the more popular shrines in Fukui City. I think this is actually Shinmei Shrine. Just like the one back in Sabae where I live. Shinmei meaning the characters for Shinmei are bright and, excuse me, the first character is God and the second is bright, and when you put those together it spells Shinmei. And Shinmei, no, this is not Shinmei Shrine, as it turns out. But Shinmei means either like a kind of brightness, or it can also be read to mean Amaterasu, the Japanese creation deity of old. So anyway, these are little bits of history or whatever. I'm walking past the koban here and they're giving me looks like, what kind of trouble is this guy up to? But anyway, as I say, so today I'm in Fukui and I haven't been here since before the new year. And to be honest, there's really not all that much to do in Fukui. There's a decent enough like drinking and dancing and like that kind of district over that way called Katamachi. So if you like to go out and drink, it's you know, makes for a fun time. There's a lot of variety over there, lots of international foods, lots of really good, you know, of course, Japanese food places. And also, if you're looking for a snack bar, that is also the place to go. And that is something I kind of want to talk about today. I guess sort of indirectly. But yeah, so I'm here just, I guess I missed the city despite the fact that really compared to Sabae there's not that much more to do. The only thing that's really different here is that there's like a significant amount of you know, shops and things like that. You can like Loft, Seibu, ABC Mart, places like that, which if they do exist in Sabae, which some of them do, they're a lot less convenient for me to get to without a car than just sort of taking a train for half an hour and walking for a little while into the city here. So anyway, it's nice to be back. There's some good memories here with different people that I've who have come to visit me here in Fukui. So yeah, but let's get into the meat of today's show. That was a weird attempt at Sean Connery for no reason. And can we go this way today? Oh, we'll see. We'll go around. We'll see what happens. But so I mentioned the snack bars, right? And before I moved to Japan, is this thing on? Yes, indeed. Before I moved to Japan, and check it out. This is the old. I've shown this so many times. It's under construction, but that wooden bridge over there leading up to the wall. This whole area is the former former Fukui castle. So we're gonna be walking through here. Inside it now is just Fukui city center, as I mentioned before, and countless other times probably. Can we see any turtles? No, just a bird. Some ducks hanging out. A duck, a solitary duck, which is kind of unusual, I suppose. But yeah, before I came to Japan, I was, you know, never will I go to a maid cafe. You know, never will I go to a snack bar, and that's because the idea of paying these poor women to pay attention to me, you know, I don't like it. I don't like it. If you know, if I want to get female attention, then you know, I'll go to a bar, and if there's somebody there I think I want to talk to, maybe buy them a drink or not. Just strike up a conversation, you know, that seems like the way to go for me. And I understand that maybe that's small-minded and a little bit, how should I say? Or maybe culturally elitist in some ways, thinking, because it's not an American thing to go in and generally speaking, to go and pay to basically have women flirt with you, and you be allowed to like flirt back with them, sometimes in a very shameless, sort of disgusting way. So I mean, of course, places like Hooters do exist back stateside, but anyway, all of this is to say that I was deeply uncomfortable with the idea of ever finding myself in one of these places, and I'm still pretty uncomfortable about it. But that said, as much as I promised anyone who would listen that I would never end up in one of these places. Look how beautiful the grounds are here, though, particularly in the snow. Snow on the pines, up on those steps which you were allowed to climb. It's too bad. I bet the steps over here are closed off because you get a really good view of the moat. Konnichiwa. Yeah, but anyway, so as I was saying, so, and I'm not sure if I told this story before or not, but probably about a year and a half ago, I made really good friends with the owner of my local izakaya, and just on the first night we were like, okay, well let's you know, we're all friends now, let's go drinking together. So we came into Fukui City, went to this amazing chicken shop over that way, about 20 minutes. And after that, where the hell did we go after that to get more drinks? Anyway, we went someplace else after that, and then finally we end up back in Sabae, my home city again. And they're like, okay, well, we're gonna make one more stop. And you know, I'm like, as much as I live in Sabae, they're just places I haven't been to, you know, because some places don't have any kind of marketing really, or the buildings are so nondescript you wouldn't even know there's a business in there, that kind of thing. And so they're like, okay, well, we're going over here. So we get off the train in Sabae, and you know, we run across the street, and they're like, okay, here's where we're going, walk in. And I know immediately what's happening. Immediately what's happening. And an important detail I should have left out of this, I should preface this by saying that as we're on the train ride home, they kept saying, we're going to go to the zoo. We're going to the zoo. And you know, I'm sitting there and I'm pretty well in the bag. Like real well, you know, any sort of critical thinking skills that I may have in my sober state had left me by that point. And yeah, so they kept saying, yeah, dobutsuben, by the way, is the word for zoo. So they're saying, yeah, we're gonna go get off the train and we'll go to the dobutsuben. I'm like, okay, whatever. Let's go to the fucking zoo at 11 o'clock at night, you crazy bastards, you know, kind of thing. And so we get off, and sure enough, we walk into this place. Turns out, dobutsuben, zoo, is a euphemism for a snack bar, which really is pretty disgusting if you think about it. You're going to see the animals, But that's pretty common. I've never heard a woman use that word in that way. Yet, not to say nobody does, mind you, but just in my experience, it tends to be a very male-only way to talk about these places. And so you walk in, and you know, it wasn't all that bad. I sort of distanced myself as much as I could from this woman, although it was my first time there, so both of my friends I was with were like, okay, well, pay this guy extra special attention. So this woman just sort of sat basically close enough to be basically on me with her hand on my leg and just like, you know, pouring over every word I said. And admittedly, there's a bit of like, you know, the male animal ego thing going on, like, you know, I'm getting a lot of attention. This woman is beautiful, whatever. But then there's also like that rational part of my mind that hates just the idea of the whole thing. There's a koi over there. Without anybody else, how unusual. You know, that hates the whole thing. So it's this weird back and forth. And you know, I'm not gonna say that there wasn't some part of me that wabune. There's big old bunches of snow that are just falling off the gutter there that almost took out that old woman we just passed. And you know, so you know, I'm never gonna say like, you know, there's not some part of me that gets why you would go to these places and understands sort of like the certain urges that we all have and blah blah blah. And you know, it's really besides the point of what I'm trying to talk about, even though I'm doing a poor job of getting to the point. Go figure. And so we're there, and you know, we leave and whatever, and it wasn't all that bad, but I still had not made it my a regular thing to go to these places, although because of those two men I've wound up in similar places a couple times since. So whose fault is it? I don't know. Probably I'm playing a small role and not saying, hey, I don't want to go there. Anyway, so here's the battlements here from the other side of the moat, and if you can see there, that green roof, those sloping roofs in the distance, that's the shrine we were at the beginning of this here cuppa. How we doing? We're good. Battery's good. So now the reason I brought this up, hello ducks. Yo, I'm sorry. Oh man, they're all sleeping too. I'm sorry, man. I'm just standing here. Jeez. The reason I bring this all up is because Katamachi, you know, there's a school right here. I gotta be careful. Katamachi over there, I was with a group of friends maybe 2 weeks ago. No, it couldn't have been 2 weeks ago because I haven't been here since then. It was just before, must have been November, so much longer than 2 weeks ago. And this is a shogakko. Dangerous. There's a shrine right here, that's why I wanted to come over here. And so I was with these two women, I was with one guy, and you know, we had been out drinking, we had a good time, we had some really good food and whatever. And let's switch to this side, I think, so we can keep that school out of our video here. And after the fact, they were like, okay, well, we don't really feel like going home quite yet. You know, we still had some time till last train, and a couple of other people were just taking like a taxi service home kind of thing. And so there's no rush, and so the male guy, fucking idiot, the human with the penis, whom we were with, quick switch so we don't get this shogakko again. Fukui, I'll just call Fukui Jinja, okay. Who we were with was like, okay, we know this place, it's got good drinks, nice atmosphere, we can do karaoke there if we want to, so we go there. And it turns out to be a snack bar, and the women are clearly, I should say the women we're with, were clearly uncomfortable with being there, you know. And it's something I've noticed increasingly, is that there are a lot of things that are basically tolerated by women. And of course that's not something that is unique to Japan. by any stretch. But I guess it's something that maybe I didn't have the social awareness. Now, this place is really interesting because it's all cement. Very unique looking shrine, I think, because usually when you go to a shrine, of course, right, it's wooden with the sloping arched rooftops, but they're these kind of super modern flat cement buildings. I don't know why I'm describing it to you. It's not like you don't have eyes, but it's really strange, but beautiful, I think. Beautiful. And this is the thing, right? There was no sort of thought paid to how comfortable the women we were with would be with ending up in a snack bar, you know? So, and of course you could make the argument that, okay, well, maybe that guy is just an asshole. Maybe it's not like a common thing, and I would like to say, I mean, it could be the case that, yeah, just that guy is a thoughtless dweeb. Thoughtless dweeb. I haven't used the word dweeb in a very long time. And, you know, he just doesn't give a shit about other people's feelings. But, you know, those, again, that's not a Japanese thing. That's a human thing, I think, sometimes. But I have experienced that, either that kind of action in bringing people, women, places that probably they wouldn't be comfortable being in that kind of situation, or have witnessed a lot of language used, or gestures made, or you know, that kind of thing occurring, and nothing happening. There's people are just sort of like emotionally deaf to it. Even when the body language or the language used or whatever makes it very, very clear how uncomfortable people are in those situations. And the thing is, if you see it in like a professional setting, maybe it will be the case that like the female employee or whatever will complain about it, or she'll say, hey, that's not cool, can you know, whatever, like something to that effect, and maybe it will stop or it'll get better or whatever. But the problem is, a lot of times it won't. It's just boys will be boys, you know. And so I get that it's not, again, a Japanese thing, but it's something that I've only really start to notice within the past 6 months. And I mean really notice, as I guess I've started to pay more attention, or been able to pay more attention to the language. And so yeah, so I don't know what to do about it, because you know, there is part of me that thinks, well, is that the culture? And if that is the culture, then do I have the right, as someone who comes from another culture, to be like, yo, fuck you, don't talk like that to her, or let's not go to this place that's gonna make her feel uncomfortable. And I say that, and as soon as that comes out of my mouth, I realize that of course I have the right, or maybe even the responsibility, to say something. You know, I don't know, it's complicated, but yeah, what do you do, I guess? What do you do? So, anyway, of course, let me know what you think about this in the comments below. I'm sure this is probably going to be one of the more controversial subjects. I look forward to being called a beta male or whatever by some internet fools who also like to use the word weeaboo a lot. Now this place is awesome because I think, no, it's not so awesome right now because this is frozen over, but I think these might be public, so I think you can just go in here. Not today, I guess. But usually this is all just open. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, this is. Yeah, there's a woman in there. Let me in. But yeah, I won't go to where that woman is over there. But just outside here, they're building like a park area, and this is sort of a sitting room. It's really nice during the summer because it's just gorgeous in here, especially, and you just hear the sound of the running water out there. And I guess this is what it's supposed to look like. I've never actually been in this building before. I've just come walking past it after I bought food or whatever from over there. So it's interesting to be in here, but there's a woman sitting over there studying or something. So I don't want to stay in here too long and bother her, but If you have to push a door, how can it be auto? Anyway, but yeah, so let me know what you think about that topic. Now the other thing I want to talk about is I know a lot of you guys have been sort of, many of you guys have been very, very supportive about my intentions to leave Sabai and go to Kyoto and get started in grad school. And the process for that has started, so I just want to kind of update you guys on that. So my plan was to go to Kyoto from this summer, from July. But for a couple of reasons I can't really talk about, I'm not really sure that that's possible. And when I say I can't talk about them, there are some legal reasons I can't talk about them, and reasons that could affect my job and things like that, or future ability to get a job. So for now, just know that when exactly it's happening is not exactly certain for a number of reasons. But one of those that I can talk about is, looking at it, it would be sort of at this point a little bit impossible for me to start as early as I wanted, because I would be moving to Kyoto in July and then I would start grad school in the fall. And looking at the prices of the schools I want to go to, plus the tests I would need to take this summer and everything, like all together I'm looking at like probably about around $8,000 I would need to spend just on tuition and tests and things like that for the first year. So the good news is that I have lined up those tests to take them. Both, it's got a big old droplet of water right in the center of my head, in the crown. And yeah, so both the GRE I've registered for and the JLPT2 I'll take again this summer, and all that stuff. So things are moving forward is basically what I'm trying to say. But also, one of the things that I came back wanting to do is sort of take things more seriously. This is what I talked about in the last One Cuppa, right? And so what that's turned out to mean is I am being much, much better with money. I'm not gonna have well, I might have just enough by the time the fall would roll around, but that's only if I'm working consistently until that time. So I'm hoping to have all of my tests done this summer, get my applications in for next April, and then finally start the school year in the first semester of 2018. But it's been really, I don't know, it's been interesting because before I didn't really think I was really putting things off too much. I just didn't think about it. I was having a good time and I was writing and doing whatever and meeting people and you know, but yeah, it's time. Because the thing is, I could envision myself. Indeed, I heard you the first time, robot. Is that I could envision myself staying in the Eikaiwa setting, but sort of working my way up, working my way up to like a head teacher position at corporate, and then eventually working my way up from there, as a lot of people who come here do. But it's not what I want for myself. And that's been, I know that was like the theme of the last episode, but particularly since that episode a couple weeks ago, that's been something I've been thinking about even more, is that I really need to be thinking about what it is I want for myself and not just whatever's easiest and whatever, So that's where I'm at. And what that means, practically probably, is that here's the main strip of Fukui, by the way, as we walk. Practically, that means that probably like things like traveling or doing too many extravagant, crazy things before I move, it's not going to happen, because I just need to sort of buckle down and make sure I've got all the money I need in the bank so I can move and be ready to start the next phase of my life when the time comes. So that's my thought process at the moment. So Last bit of information before we go. Are these supposed to be people? Yeah, I think these are weird little like people sculptures that are also look like wrought iron spikes. Or maybe I just see people and they aren't there. Like a Rorschach test. But anyhow, last bit of information I'll offer you before we go. This road is called Phoenix Road because of all these new buildings that sprung up following the big earthquake. So there's your bit of Fukui trivia for today. That's where we're at, guys. Thanks always for watching. Again, let me know about any thoughts you had while hearing the things I talked about today down in the comments below. Always love to hear from you guys. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like and share the video if you did in fact like it. And be sure to follow me on Facebook and Twitter and all those places where I also share things from other J-vloggers or other artists or writers and things like that in the Japan sphere, I guess. The sphere, if that's the right word. Now that I know, let's take our last sip. And I'll see you all very soon indeed. Cheers. When I first got here, I was just like, okay, whatever, you have a cold. Why are you going, why would you ever go to the hospital for a cold? Why would you ever take a day off of work for a cold? I mean, admittedly, there are some really